But I mean, is he a gun for hire, or is he?
He's.
Do you feel you collab? Did you hire him, or did you collaborate with him?
I did both. I hired him to collaborate with me. But what? Now, why is that unkind?
Well, well, if you hire somebody, they work for you, and they have to do what you say. I mean, you don't, if you hire a cleaning lady, she's not collaborating with you to clean the house. She's cleaning the house.
I would hope the reason you hire her is because you approve of her work. You know what kind of work she's going to do.
Yeah.
And you're sort of clear.
I guess I'm saying a collaborator can say, I know what you just said, but we should do it this way. Did he have editorial input?
Oh, absolutely. He said, could we try this way? Could we try this? I have this in mind. And for the most part, I wrote the adaptation twice because the original release date was supposed to be Christmas of this year. Then he got deported. And so it became clear that we were going to have problems making that release date. And just for the sake of the original script was 300 some odd pages long. It was as long as the original novel, and that's with huge subplots dropped and certain elements truncated. It was going to be cost prohibitive to produce it, certainly as a single volume, so I did another pass at it, and I think the final one will be just over 100 pages.
I want to talk about, you are, Davey, I'm going to say something nice about it, so I want to look you in the eye so that you know it's sincere. Davey is a very talented writer. But he writes, it's very descriptive, it's very involved, and I assume that graphic novels are, look, that one panel, the line on this is, what is that?
Out of a movie.
Out of a movie. That's one line. So it's very sparse. You are not what I think of as a sparse writer.
Well,
so was this painful? Was this hard? How did you decide what to cut?
The biggest challenge was how do you take what is essentially one long monologue, because the novel is in first person, and it's more about how this character thinks than it is plot. So how do I make that visual, and how do I keep you in his head without, having long passages of sort of voiceover or thought cloud? Some of that was in picking Jackson, because I think the visual style conveys his attitude, it conveys his energy, his sort of anxieties, and the way he sees the world. And some of that was just in keeping it focused on him. You sort of have to say, what is this about in one, whose story is this? It's Litwin's story, so therefore everything that is not essential to his main character arc can go.
All right, so this is a distilled version.
It's definitely distilled from what the original novel is.
And are there any new scenes? Like, what would I get from the graphic novel that I wouldn't get from the novel, the prose novel?
Well, you get Jackson's work, first of all, and you get me sort of reassessing it and looking at it, and I don't think I really changed much. There are some, I don't think there's anything terribly new, except that there are scenes that take the place of maybe whole subplots, and it's like we have to get through this in one, so.
All right. I believe you have a
yeah.
something you want to show the people.
Well, let me set this up for you. So we wanted to show something, but my artist got deported, and so the book's not done. And there are talks again of the movie version. I do have a producer who wants to do it. We have a verbal agreement. We have actors in mind. And I've done 2 drafts of the script. And so we talked about, should we show a trailer for it, even though we don't have full backing yet? Should we do a table read, which I thought would bore everyone to tears? I didn't know what to do, so I approached an animator friend of mine named Chris Oatley, who has his own animation school. He's a former Disney animator. He designed all the characters for the Planes films, if you guys saw those. Those are all out of his head. That's how talented he is. And I said, I'm thinking about doing something in animation or in full motion graphics. And I heard about a program called Motion Artist. Do we have that in here? Motion Artist, there it is. And for all you graphic designers, you're going to want to take note of this, because this is a pretty incredible program. He put me in contact with the lead programmer, and